wanted to ask a question. I probably should have named this before I did the video, but I'm out just walking around my job and everything, and tomorrow we have Donald Trump coming into the office, right? He's going to be our next president. And my question is, why do we fear Donald Trump? And understand this, I am not against or for any president. When I look in the scriptures, I see that I am to respect the process. I am to do what I'm supposed to do, but I don't have to necessarily be a part of the process, right? I don't have to pick out a president. That's my stance on it. People say, well, people have died for you to be able to vote. Yeah, but I don't care who died for me. I'm not finna vote for something that I feel or deem is ungodly. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen a person that I would look at the scriptures and say their life lines up with the scriptures. So I haven't really seen it out of a leadership, so out of one of the leaders. So I've pretty much only voted for once, and that was for Obama the first time. That was more or less because he lied a lot. Let's just be honest, he lied a lot, and I got caught up. But after I voted for him and everything, I went through that process of studying and learning how to pick a president. So my whole deal is, if they're not godly, I don't want nothing to do with them. And I realized something also in that process. If I voted for if I voted for Obama or any president, the things that they do, that is on me too as well, because I voted for this. I wanted this. So I'm huge on really not voting, and I don't care. Nobody's gonna pressure me saying people die for that. That's fine. That's cool. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. But getting back to my original question, why are we afraid of Trump? Like, when I look at the scriptures, and especially when I look at Romans 13, I see a process where God allows leadership, right? And I'm not saying in this from a standpoint of prophecy. Like, I'm not saying this that Donald Trump was in the Bible prophecy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if God didn't want Donald Trump to be president, he wouldn't have allowed it, right? There are some uncomfortable things about God that we don't really look at, or we don't really care for, if we want to be honest, right? Because God is all power, all controlling, and he's gonna do what he wants to do, and sometimes that goes against what we think he should do, right? For example, and I'm not gonna get too deep into this, I'll do another video on that, but if a little boy ends up with cancer, why did God allow that, right? Now, we can go deep into that and understand why he allowed it, but what I'm saying is, I wouldn't allow cancer, but God is not me. He has other plans. Maybe he wanted to heal the little boy. So I mean, but it goes deeper into that. But what I'm saying is, God allows some uncomfortable things to happen. And for some people, Donald Trump makes them feel very comfortable. And some people, Donald Trump make you feel very uncomfortable. So I want to talk to the uncomfortable people and ask a question. Is it recorded? No, put a mask on. I don't know, this thing is recording. It says live, so I guess it's live, huh? These two. Oh, keep on. So I guess it's live. So anyway, why are we afraid of Donald Trump? Do we feel that Donald Trump has so much power that he can literally make our lives bad? Do we literally feel that he's gonna change our life in such a way that it's gonna be worse for us in the end? So I want to talk about that a little bit, and I want to pose this question to those who feel like Donald Trump shouldn't be president. I want to talk to you guys, and the standpoint, and from the standpoint of we have nothing to fear, right? Going back to Romans 8:28, it says, "For all things work to the good of those who are in love with God, loves God, and are called according to His will." Right? All things work to the good, and you can see that very evident by the people of God. Right? I'm just gonna just take out a handful of people. Abraham is taking his son up to the mountain to sacrifice him. Right? He loved God. His son asked him. Now, this was a grown man. He wasn't a little boy. When his son wasn't a little boy when he took him up, there would have been like a grown man. And his son asked him, "Why are we going up here to sacrifice?" He said, "To sacrifice." He said, "But we don't have a lamb." He said, "God will provide that lamb." Abraham knew that everything would work for him because he loved God. Right? We go into David. Now I'm talking about people that love God. I'm not talking about people that live righteous. That's a whole nother story. But people that love God. Because obviously David was not living righteous when he did what he did with Bathsheba, that had a husband killed, sent to war. When he didn't die, when he came back, he had him sent back to war and had him killed, just so he can be with this lady. David wasn't in a moment of righteousness. David was in a moment of disobedience. But because David loved God, not because David walked right. Understand this, because David loved God, it worked to his good. Right? David was called according to His will because David was a king. God had chose David. Now, in choosing David, God being all-knowing, He knew what David was going to do. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you this is, if we live called according to His will, we should be fine under any president. Now,